Hey guys, Captain Foley and Commander Calkins are back, and we have another announcement for you guys.
We just don't
Samuel,
stop, do we?
we don't. We're just like making work for ourselves, I guess.
Yeah, it's fun.
So who are we talking to today, Samuel?
Well, we're talking to someone back in time almost, back to almost the beginning of it all. And I'd like to introduce Tommy Kraft from Star Trek Horizon. I don't know where you're on the screen. Probably that way.
I'm here somewhere. Hi, nice to be here.
Hi, Tommy.
Hey Tommy, welcome. First off, let's get some background. What is the story, and why is it called Horizons? Give us a little bit of the details.
All of the details.
All
the
of them.
script,
I'll spoil the whole thing for
screenplay,
you.
just go nuts, yeah.
Yeah. So the basic story of the film is that it's set in the time of Enterprise, and 2160 is the exact year, and it talks about the Romulan War. It's about one of the big battles in the Romulan War, and the name Horizon is the name of a planet in the film. So.
But why the Enterprise era? It's not really a very mined era in terms of fan films, especially since the complexity of the sets and the need for certain visual effects and whatnot. Why Enterprise?
Well, that's actually one of the reasons, but the other reason is that just it's very personally important to me. Enterprise is it's a great show, and long story short, the core reason has helped me through a hard time, yada yada. So that was one of the big reasons for Enterprise. It's just a show that I'm really passionate about.
Cool. Plus, the Romulan War is an unexplored thing that a lot of people are really interested in.
A lot of
Yeah,
people.
yeah, that's the other reason too. I wanted to do something that other people weren't really doing or haven't done yet.
Mhm.
You know, we have a number of shows that are like 24th century, and of course you have a ton that are they're TOS.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like a good choice.
So would you say this film is your love letter to Enterprise, or more your attempt to do a continuation into the Romulan War arc that we never got to see?
It's both, for sure. It's both my love letter and both me trying to tell a story that got left hanging and never really had a real conclusion.
So this is going to be the conclusion then of the Romulan War?
Or just one battle in the Romulan.
Just one battle, mostly, yeah.
Okay.
Well, this being an almost 100% green screen film, and the fact that you built most of the assets yourself, talk us through what it really means work-wise. Just how much work have you put into this film?
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. It's so much. But it started with the first thing I started doing was building the ship model and the bridge. And then and while I was doing that, I was working on the story and the script. And then I finished the script. We started shooting. And while shooting, before shooting, and after shooting, I've been building assets. So basically, everything's been going on at the same time. And it's countless hours of work. I couldn't even tell you. But it's been rewarding, hopefully. So
you've got this library on a computer, pretty much every corridor, every room, you can just sort of virtually go in and explore.
Pretty much. In fact, I've even thought it would be fun to try and put some of that like in the Unreal Engine or something at some point, so you could walk around the ship. That'd be really cool. But yeah, you've got engineering, the bridge, the corridors, the captain's quarters, etc., all in there.
The galley? Did you chefs?
No, well, there's the briefing room, which also doubled as the mess hall on the show, but I didn't actually make the galley, unfortunately, and I didn't make a sick bay, so
Okay.
there is no doctor in the film.
Interesting. Nobody gets hurt, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, people get hurt, but you just never really see the the medical operation side of it.
And especially on a fully green screen film, I don't think people really appreciate what that takes time-wise to make a truly quality project or product.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's certainly pros and cons to it because it would have been much more expensive to build actual sets, and I certainly wouldn't have been able to do that all myself. But yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of time, and it's also a totally different style of filming, on the green screen with both your actors and as a director. It's really quite awkward at times.
Yeah.
But, it's hopefully the final product comes out in a way where it doesn't, for the most part, look like green screen. So, but it's certainly for a fan film production, I think it's we didn't have the option to go the continues or phase 2 route or the Axonar route and build all these sets, especially Enterprise style.
It's good because you completely differentiate yourself and reach for something that, especially given the quality, is something unique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it certainly is a different approach, and I'm glad you like it. So thank you.
But back to the era though. So it's the Enterprise era. Was there anything that you went in to try and add to the era, try and add to the canon, either in new ships, new tech, links to the future? Am I right? They have a new phaser rifle and Romulan disruptor.
Yeah, the Romulan disruptor isn't featured much. It's one of those things that's the Romulans use, but we unfortunately don't get a close up. I wanted to do like a cool shot in there where there's this whole little sequence where the Romulans are shooting and it overheats and it pops open and all that, and like the steam comes out. Unfortunately, in pace of the film, it just really would have been extraneous, so it didn't make the cut. But there's that. We do have a new phase compression rifle. It's a prototype, and it's supposed to be an early prototype version of course, what we see in TNG and Voyager and all that. In terms of ships, we have a new Romulan ship, a new like a battleship. It's kind of the same size, class-ish of the Birds of Prey, and of course, we have the Romulan space station. We have the returning 3 Vulcan ships from Enterprise. We have the NX class ships, etc. To put it one way, I've heard someone say is I didn't want to do Enterprise as Tommy Kraft. I wanted to do Tommy Kraft as Enterprise, and not to say that like I'm this person with this great vision, who needs to do Enterprise, but I wanted to do my own thing. I want to do my own story, and so I have in there what I hope people will see as a fairly complex, backstory mythology tied to the Iconians, and with a new race of aliens called the Araway. And that ties in all to the Horizon thing, and Horizon, of course, is a planet. So there is that. It all kind of interweaves into the Romulan story.
So how have you found the online reaction to be to your teasers and then your trailers? Are the fans hungry for more Enterprise, do you find?
Yeah, generally, and generally the reaction seems to have been pretty good. I mean, there's always going to be the people on YouTube. But generally overall, people seem to have liked it so far, and it's actually interesting the split in reactions. I either get people telling me that this is better than JJ, which I think is absurd, or they get people saying, "Wow, this is actually worse than JJ," which is also absurd in another way, but quite the compliment, especially as a fan of JJ. But in terms of like Enterprise, people who are fans of the show, and they seem to be genuinely excited for the movie and are interested to see where the story goes.
Yeah, cool. Well, it has a very, very unique visual style that I'm looking forward to seeing for sure. So,
well, thank you. I'm glad you like the style. It's certainly different, and part of that is practical, and part of that is a look that I like and fits the story. But hopefully, it's not too distracting, at least.
I think it's one of those things that you'll get used to it the further you watch the film, and then it'll just become that's the visual style.
Yeah, and it's not unprecedented either. It's kind of a gloomy picture. Like you see that on shows like NCIS, for example. They have, for anybody who's ever watched the show, it has more of a hazy look to it, and it's just a different style of cinematography that I thought worked. And of course, there are some lens flares throughout too, so so watch for those.
Hey, sometimes they can work. And if you've got an After Effects plug-in, you might as well use it. I mean, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Optical flares for the win.
All right. Well, we look forward to doing more episodes with you, focusing on that Romulan battleship, some of the tech you've created. I think that'll be great. So we got lots to look forward to, guys. Thank you for joining us today.
No problem. Happy to be here, and I look forward to talking more with you guys.
Awesome. All right, well, that's it for this announcement video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions, just put them in the comments below. Samuel, anything else you want to add?
It's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. See you later.
Yep.